Hi. This is an apology for suddenly disappearing like that just over 3 years ago, for those of you who used to follow me. And just to say it wasn't planned. There had been ongoing situations with both my health and the health of somebody very, very close to me. And I had thought, right, it's time to scale back a bit, you know. But all of a sudden, I just got in a situation that I didn't have the space, the time to continue working, because the YouTube videos, of course, need preparation. By the way, I'm in a city here, so there's sirens that go past the window every now and again. I couldn't. I didn't have enough, well, energy, space to kind of cover all the bases in my own life. Of course, YouTube videos, they do mean work, and in the background you've got to organize things. There's a very full inbox in my case, and a lot of people, people need responding to. And it was when I wasn't able to keep responding to people that I realized that I was going to have to slow down. And also, of course, I did hundreds and hundreds of readings, and that takes up the less energy you have, the more you really have to pace yourself. So it just all came to a grinding halt. The universe was saying, stop! So that was it. Had to stop, screeched to a halt. But it was badly handled, and I'm sorry about that, because at the time I didn't realize that this was, I'd come to a point where I had to pull back. And so therefore, I should have come on here and said, right, I've decided I'm going to take some time off, because I didn't want to take any time off. I wanted to continue working. But like I say, that life is what happens when you're making other plans. So I did enjoy very much the interaction I had with all of the people who contacted me for readings. And I learned a lot from you guys, and also apologies to you as well. And also the people that followed my channel and suddenly not being there. I can see now, looking around on YouTube, that there are astrologers or people practicing astrology or using astrology from wall to wall. It was definitely on the cards. Things were going that way. And a lot of clickbait I've noticed as well, but that's not necessarily confined to astrology. I just mean across the board. But I'm about to go off on a tangent, so I mustn't do that, because I've just done a video about that. So there's a couple of videos that should be coming up just after this one, or maybe you see them, they're around the same time. And I just wish you all well. And also this time that we're in, because this is not a good place for me to be, actually, in a city with coronavirus around, being the age I am as well. But on the other hand, do I really believe that? Do I really want to let the hype, let the dire warnings, the doom and gloom really get to me? No, I don't. I really don't. So keep your vibration high, listen to your music, do your dance, nurture your little plants, whatever it is, nurture your little ones, and be happy. Be happy. And as much as you can, or at least be in that state of mind. You see, the beginning of this year, Saturn Pluto, now I am going off at a tangent, I'm very sorry, but I do this. Saturn Pluto meant, now Saturn Pluto, it actually, one of its interpretations is deprivation, hardship. Well, that's two of its interpretations. Okay, so all planetary characteristics or energies mean various things, especially when they get into patterns with each other and they connect up with each other, or they oppose, which is the same thing, connecting, but it's by confrontation then. But they also, all of them have the remedy there. They pose a question which we've got to sort of try and find a response to, an answer to, in a way. And Saturn Pluto also means success through perseverance, through overcoming each block, each obstacle, because of course Pluto is the planet that's trying to get us to transcend, or to morph, or to literally be reborn into a new body or a new life, or a new belief, literally getting onto another strand in the quantum field. That's what Pluto is about. I mean, there's other things that Pluto's about, but for the purpose of what I'm saying here. And then Saturn is about holding back. It's actually about protection, I feel. Saturn in my astrology is the mother energy, very, very strong. It is not the moon. The moon is the inner child, or the child. It's very, very impressionable, the moon. Kind of floaty, like the sea, and impressionable. But Saturn is like, anyway, Saturn is like the strong, strict, holding, protecting, and the mother is the container for the child. So Saturn is really strict. You know, Saturn is, I always get the image of Saturn being like a mother superior, like a nun, you know. So best interest at heart, if it's a good nun, but really strong and strict, you know. And there are other images, but that's one of them that always pops up for me with Saturn. So Saturn is this energy that goes, don't do that, you'll fall. It's the protecting energy. It's the energy that says, no, you're grounded. You're going to stay inside, and you're going to go without your supper, or something like that. But at the moment, and throughout the whole of this year, that motif, that vibe is flowing through the whole year. And it is those two together. The one that wants us to transcend and to become other and to achieve what we've been pushing for, and then Saturn is the one that puts on the brake, that makes us go slow, that stops us, that doesn't really get what we're trying to achieve, maybe. Maybe it does, but says, no, you have to do it step by step, piece by piece. So the idea behind this is not ever to, don't give up. You know, those of you who have Cancer rising or Leo rising, or maybe Libra rising, somewhere there, maybe, you know, a bit of Virgo, will possibly, depending where you're born, of course, but mostly will have this conjunction in the fourth house, nudging around the cusp, or in the fourth house. And you know, they could be quite dramatic and harsh and emotional things that have happened. But on the other hand, it teaches, and this is what partly we're here for, is to respond to our environment and the energies, and therefore learn and climb in our understanding, and climb out of emotional reactions into a kind of detached wisdom to things. So yes, Pluto around the fourth house cusp can be pretty raw. Saturn kind of almost like it rules time, so it kind of drags things out. On the other hand, of course, it might not be to you directly, although you might feel a little bit emotionally touched by it. It might be your environment, the conditions in your environment around you, and having concern for those in your environment, in your community, or your family, or your extended family, or your mum and dad, or, you know, other members of the family, or like people that aren't connected to you by a blood relationship, but are just people that you are concerned about. You see, I said years ago, this Neptune in Pisces thing could very well mean, and I think I was saying that in 2012, and I don't know exactly, I haven't looked up the video, but it's out there somewhere, is that for some reason that there's going to be a set of conditions or events that's going to catapult us into having to care more for other people. And I was thinking famine and disease, but then I was thinking it wasn't going to be here, you know. But actually it could very well be here, wherever you're watching this, the US, Australia, the UK, you know, anywhere else in Europe. It could very well be here, especially with Uranus and Taurus at the moment. Taurus rules the food chains, you know, the food industry and supply and etc. But I've said something about that on the other video, and also, of course, the financial markets, big one for Uranus and Taurus, major change and upsets, but then responding to that, but not going to get away with it being the same when Uranus comes out of there. No way. So anyway, there is a lot going on here, and the Neptune in Pisces thing, I just got this vibe in when it went in there in 2012 that in our future during the transit, because it comes out of there starts coming out in 2025, 2026, there were going to be situations that would put a demand on that milk of human kindness, that higher nature in us. I mean, it's being tapped into by lower elements to do all kinds of naughty things, which I've spoken about on the other video. But on the higher level of the scale of Neptune, those tapping into it on that higher consciousness level, it's about protecting and caring for people that we don't know, but we are just concerned for them and their situation and their conditions, and we do something to help, right down to the level of somebody sitting on the street and saying, I'm homeless, and there's a hat there to put money into, is literally putting a coin in as you go by. It's kind of that level, but it might be more widespread with people needing help and assistance in this present epidemic that's going on. But don't let that get you down, because I don't want to seem trivial about it, but there are I'm in the age group. I'm in the danger age group, but I don't want to just automatically assume that my days are numbered, because you can't live like that. Just stay up, just play your music, dance, whatever you need to do, but keep the faith. Yeah, keep the faith, be happy. So anyway, I'll pop up again soon, and farewell, and go well until then. Goodbye.